Hey guys, Cyber here and welcome back to another cosplay video. Now, I already decided, unlike my shadow cosplay, that I was going to try and film as much of this process as possible. So yes, this is the beginning officially. So it is currently the 19th of August. The deadline for this project is currently MCM October Con, and then hopefully on to Sonic Con, which is in the November. And obviously, you can see by the title, we are doing my Sonic cosplay. In comparison to Shadow, he's definitely not going to be as complex, as far as I know. Literally, the only thing that's probably going to be the most difficult is mostly the wig. The rest of the costume in itself should be fairly easy and basic. I'm saying this now. Hopefully I won't run into any snags. But yeah, I thought I'd share the process with you guys. So we're starting here. At this point I have most of the things for the cosplay, and currently I'm going to show you what I've got and then I'll go through each step as we go. There will also hopefully be some shorts that I would have put together, hopefully, if I keep on track of everything, because I'm gonna it's hard remembering to keep track of everything when you're so focused in on the project, so I'll do my best. And to show more in-depth, I'm also probably do some live streams here and there. At this point, they're probably already out actually. This is the full-length video anyway, but we're starting from now and working forward. So this is the before and we'll work towards the after. Anyway, so I guess we'll start with the main bit, which will be the wig. So a bit of a disclaimer before any of this. This is all based off my own personal preferences and how I do things, so obviously go with what you want to do. Don't hold this as gospel, as it were. These with cosplay is very much of what you prefer, but I'm going to just share with you how I did things, and hopefully that will inspire you and help you if needed. So there you go. And again, in comparison to Shadow, this will definitely hopefully not be as difficult, because obviously Shadow has the different shape quills that go in different directions, so there's that. He also has the extra highlights, which, it's kind of funny now I'm sort of going backwards to more basic stuff, but obviously Sonic is just one solid colour. So I have this incredible, I'm not even going to lie to you guys, this is such a beautiful colour, even coming up on the camera, oh, look at that. So this is a wig from Coscraft. It is the Yoji design. Model, whatever you want to call it, and it's the same one I use for Shadow, so I went ahead and just got it basically in Sonic's colour. Now in terms of colour, now there's I think a big debate, because I think generally Sonic is depicted mostly as a royal blue, which is a very dark blue. I'm not a big fan of that personally for me. And actually, when you read a lot of descriptions, the official colour, I believe a lot of the time that is mentioned, is cobalt. And funny enough, so the Coscraft company do usually do big stalls at MCM now, so it was actually nice to kind of see the wigs in person. I meant to buy it at con, but I couldn't really afford it at the time, so yeah, but it was nice still to see. And you can also buy colour swatches from them as well, like a big ring of all their colours, which is very handy to have. So I definitely recommend. And I'd also say they're not too pricey in terms of wigs, and they're very nice wigs, very soft and shiny. And you can get some for specific characters and all that, so yeah, definitely check them out. But obviously, like I said, it worked for Shadow, so I'm gonna go ahead and presume it'll be right for Sonic. So this is, yeah, the Yoji in cobalt blue, and like I say, it's slightly coming up darker on the camera, but it's such a lovely, rich blue, but it's not too dark, because the royal blue can be really, really to me more on the darker side, so I went with this instead. And I did buy some little swatches from their website actually, just to double check that is what I wanted. But no, definitely I thought cobalt was the way to go, and like I say, I've already sectioned off the fringe area, but obviously we will have the 6 quills on the back, and like I said, this is a long wig. But it's not the longest wig they do, so I thought it was a good length. And I did worry originally when I had the Shadow one, but it turned out it was more than perfect. Also, on top of that, I got some extra wefts in the exact same colour. You can get these, they do all different kinds of wefts. These are the straight wefts. I can't remember how long they are, but there was so much in my last pack, but I got red and black. So I imagine I will have more than enough to do all the quills with. So there's that. So obviously this is like fresh out. I've literally all I've done is sectioned off the fringe bit, that'll probably be the only similar thing to the shadow wig. He will have the tapered in fringe. I want to make, I think, the sides a bit more curved in, just so it looks different from Shadow. Shadow I wasn't too sure what to do with, so I ended up making like just kind of the spikes on the side just to sort of cover the side area. With Sonic, I think, yeah, I'm going to make it a little more soft, I guess. Like I said, maybe have it curving in. I've no idea how I'm going to do that, but that's the idea. So yeah, the wig, all I need to do is, so got that sectioned off. But yeah, that is for the wig, which I'm quite looking forward to, and I hope, like I said, I'll be doing some live streams with this, hopefully, to show you the process a bit more in depth. In terms of the costume, I believe that is going to take the most minimal time, because it's basically mostly already made things with then things added on. You can actually see it in the background here, but the first thing I've got is this lovely, again, I'm loving the blue colour, like it just, oh, it's so nice. I mean, Shadow was nice to do, but obviously it's mostly black and red, but just the nice blue pop colour for Sonic is amazing. Anyway, so found this little bodysuit on Amazon. Wasn't all that expensive. This was actually, it was the first one I bought. This is royal blue, but actually just to show you a comparison up against the wig, you can't really, I mean, slightly darker, you can see there, but it's not that much of an off colour. So yeah, I'm more than happy with that. I did even try to find a specific cobalt blue, but the one I ordered, it had this really plasticky, like, not very nice material basically, and the only one I could find was a long sleeve one, which wasn't really an issue. Basically I could have just cut the sleeves off, but the colour just wasn't what I was expecting, so I stuck with this instead. And this is a very soft, like polyester, almost cottony kind of material, so it's nice and stretchy as well, and I've tried it on and that works really well. So that will be for the top, and then all that I plan to do for this is to add some fur on the front for his tan bits. In terms of the bottoms, I have these, and these were the first thing I saw for this whole cosplay, just to add. These like blue tracksuit bottoms that have the blue, white and black stripes on them, just to give them a little bit of something. Because really, if I wanted to, like I might have mentioned before with my Shadow cosplay, I could have just done a morph suit, just to make it the all-in-one, and obviously that's the most simple and I guess more true to the character look, because they're basically just all like, they don't wear any clothes, so they just got the all-in-one. But that's not how I wanted to do it. So mine's like slightly more casual, yet still true to form. It's not like too complex, I'd say. Yeah, so I've got these. I possibly plan to add, just again for a little bit of extra effect, I've seen the black and white, like, you know, like finish line pattern, strips, which I may or may not, I haven't actually decided yet, which I may add to this, just again to give it a little bit more character and stuff. Other than that, I plan to keep it as it is. This will go most likely, because I can keep these up without that. But again, not much modification to that is needed, so that's fairly simple. I got these cheap on Amazon, like they're just your kind of standard sort of silky, satiny kind of gloves that you get. Again, not gonna lie, they're cheap, so they're likely not to last very long, but just for the sake of having them prepared for now, I've got them, and they're like long sleeve ones, which I've literally rolled up like that. But I might improve on those later, but again, just so I have something for now, and it's one of the piece I'm not too fussed about at the moment, so that will do for me personally. Which also applies to the socks. I've got some white socks of my own that I can just roll up and work for that. Doesn't need any particular modifying. And then the last thing we have are the shoes, and literally I found these think they're technically orthopedic shoes, but they're easy, like enough slip-ons. I got them in a size 8. I'm technically a 7 or 7.5, but I've gone with a slightly bigger size just to make sure there's no chance of pressing, which is a 43, I believe, in UK size, just to be fair. But obviously these just need a little bit of modifying. I plan to put some white over there, and I'm not too sure about the buckle yet. My plan currently, I have ordered a actual buckle. It's technically from a Santa outfit, but it was like they were selling a belt separately that has the big gold buckle on it. I'm hoping it's the right size, and if that works, whoops, if that works, then I will order another one and just use that. My backup plan, if that doesn't work, is actually to very, very kindly ask my friend if they could make me some 3D ones, because they've helped me out in the past with stuff like that, and it's good. Like they've always said, like if I want anything made, it's good practice for them. So yeah, like a little sort of shoe buckle to go like on the side. Yeah, otherwise, yeah, that would probably be my backup. Very, very, very worst case scenario, I can make it out of foam. So I have 2 backup plans for that, hopefully, if that doesn't work. And again, it's a smaller detail, so hopefully I won't need much time for that. Obviously, like I say, we're in sort of mid-ish, late August at the moment, and my goal is for the end of October. So I have technically 2 months to get this done. Like I said, things for the costume and everything seem fairly simple. In terms of accessories and stuff, I'm debating getting like a little gold coin belt just to add a little flair. Other than that, I don't think I really plan to change all that much. It is fairly simple. So essentially the main thing is the wig, which I'm probably going to start on as soon as. Again, I'll probably feature this more in depth on my live stream, and I'll also try and record as much as possible at this point. But just to show you, I've made a little mock-up of my quills. So I did go off what I use for shadow, but obviously Sonic's quills technically have more of a downward angle, but I've currently got this, and I can just show you off the bat in comparison. So just roughly, that's what that's gonna look like. And if you can imagine, like the hair will probably bridge the gap there. So like I said, it's still a work in progress. I might even bring it slightly further down, but we definitely have enough space for all 6 to like be there, which is good. I even have managed to buy some amazingly coloured blue foam, which I hope to use for these at some point, but I thought if I make some mock-ups first, just so I don't run the risk of wasting any of that. I didn't have much other foam left, so I've only got 2 of these currently, but hopefully I can like put it on my head and then like arrange it in place, and then I'll probably show you guys more in depth of how I do that. But yeah, so this is basically the main thing that needs to be done, so hopefully we'll crack on with that as soon as. I'm still waiting on fur because I've also got the quills on the back as well as the fur for the front. I bought a couple of samples already, which I might show later, that I've got, so I've narrowed it down to which ones I want. Oh, almost forgot one of the most important things. And last but not least, I also have my ears, which if you didn't see my Hyper Japan video recently, I got while at Hyper Japan. These are actually a Sonic pair, and I'm not gonna lie to you, they weren't the pair I had originally thought to get. But to be honest, they were there in front of me, and you know, because it was there, obviously I didn't have to pay shipping or anything. And you know, as nice as the ears like I saw were, it's as long as I have a pair of ears, you know, and I don't want to run the risk of what happened last time, where I was like not too sure whether I was actually going to get a pair of ears, so I actually ended up spending a bit more money than I anticipated. But hey ho, you live and learn, literally. I'm not even just saying that as a joke, you literally live and learn. So I'll just show you the comparison. They are slightly again off colour to the actual wig, but again, that doesn't particularly bother me. So, and I mean, kind of looking at it on the camera, they kind of match up. So I feel like unless you really studied closely, you wouldn't be able to tell. But just having them on here like that, you can see they are a lighter blue. But to be fair, the ones I was looking at, it's so hard to tell online what you're looking at. Probably the likelihood is they would be slightly off color anyway. But looking at it on the camera, it almost looks identical just from here, but like off camera you can see there is a color difference. But again, realistically, I'm not all that fussed about that, so we will make that work. It's fine. But yeah, so there will be my ears, which is good to have before I even start this process, because again, I had the slight risk last time where I bought the ears after making the whole wig, and then I was like, okay, where am I going to put these ears? Obviously I made it work in having to like actually separate them from their band and just stick them on, which to be fair I feel like I'm going to do with this anyway. I could possibly still keep them on and just have the hair cover it, but I feel like that's going to be a little bit of a struggle, so yeah, but no, I mean, it works, so yeah, we'll go from there. So I think, yeah, I'm definitely going to try and get the wig done first, so we're gonna try and crack onto that as soon as possible. I only have set days in which to do this, unfortunately, because I work long hours at work. I won't go into it, but basically until I get my evenings back in a couple of weeks, I'm a little bit short on time, so yeah, but we will try and get this going as quick as possible, so yeah, stay tuned, guys. Okay guys, I know this looks a little odd, but this is how we determine anything. So I've got the bits sectioned off, the fringe, the side bits. Obviously they will be like the last things to do, but now it's trying to get the quills in the right place. And these are like really makeshift ones I put together with like spare bits of foam I had, just to get an idea, because I've got this really nice blue foam that I don't want to cut into unless I absolutely have to, so this kind of helps me determine kind of shape going for. I think I'm gonna have to maneuver it a bit more, because I don't really want these sticking out so much, but I think if I make them any smaller it's gonna look a little weird. But yeah, so it's just get an idea of, it's not too hard to turn my head currently. Just flapping about there. Yeah, because these do go past my shoulder. Yeah, because the back quills do go past my shoulder, so if I turn my head like all the way, it's going to sort of bump over my shoulder, which is not the end of the world, but yeah, so we're doing something. Like, this is really gets in my way. Yeah, so we'll do a bit more tests and try and get it right. Okay guys, just a little bit of an update on the wig. So I think I've got the placement near enough right. I've taken it off a couple of times and actually put it... Excuse me? Alright, I have no idea what that is. Yeah, no, so I think I got the placement right. Like, the bottom ones do look a bit droopier than the top. I think if I cut them any shorter... Like, yeah, if I cut them any more, they're going to look a lot shorter. And not bad. It doesn't look bad, to be honest. And, you know, they are sticking out a bit on the sides, but to be fair, it's still got the general shape, and not to be rude, I think you're going to guess who it is anyway. It's not to be absolutely perfect, but yeah, I'm glad I got these makeshift ones in place at the moment. But yeah, I think that's the general place I'm going to go for. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and try and get the... I've had to make some adjustments, so I had to like cut some down, but again, that's what these makeshift ones before. And it's always good to keep spare foam. Like, these ones, they're made out of all different types of thickness, but I needed something to, like, you know, like I said, experiment with, and I wasn't planning on trying to buy any more foam, so yeah, it's always good to have. And like I said, we've got the bit sectioned off here, but we'll probably mess around with that a bit more. I do have my ears there just to help get the placements right, but yeah, so I think that's the general sort of, and you know, from the side view, like I said, this one does look a lot droopier, but maybe I'll fix that, I don't know. We'll see, because it's a bit different with Shadow, because his one's obviously curled up, so they didn't look too bad, but yeah, Sonic's ones are a little bit different. I could even have the top ones curving down a bit more, maybe. Yeah, but yeah, no, I think I'm pretty happy with that, so yeah, we'll crack on to the next stage. Alright guys, it is officially the 2nd of September. We have just over a month and a half to get this done. Like I have been saying, the costume and that is all going to take very little time, so now it's onto the wig mainly. And as you saw before, I've got the rough layout done of where I want the quills and that, so I'll show you how I'm actually going to do the proper ones now. So this is a little 3D model I made, literally purely out of tin foil. I did this previously for Shadow with the back quills. I didn't actually use it for his head quills. I did that purely offhand. Like, I literally cut out some paper to the kind of shape. This probably would have been the method I should have gone with, because obviously with a 3D model you can look at it from all angles and it all goes well, whereas with a flat 2D image it's not as well, but his all worked out well. But yeah, again, learning from mistakes. Anyway, so yeah, this is the one I've made for Sonic's quills. Just as a comparison, here we have the one I made for the back quills, and you can see there's a slight difference. This one is obviously definitely larger and thicker, whereas I wanted these ones to be a bit thinner, and they're not as long. I know it looks like the same length, but these are actually not as long. Again, just for some comparison. So then I just wrapped this in cling film and then put tape over it. Now, previously I've used duct tape, which is the more sturdier one. I definitely recommend, but unfortunately all I had was brown tape, so I'll show you here. This is the pattern that came out. Obviously, imagine this was all wrapped around here, and then I sectioned it off into 4 bits, so from the top to the bottom on all sides. Originally I was thinking it could be 2 whole pieces, but just to be safe I then went and did it like quarter ways as well, like down the middle. And here we have the actual pattern shapes, and obviously while it was on there I marked all the bits, made sure I got all the bits right so they would line up. Actually, I've just realized that goes like that, and vice versa. Actually, I've just got this the whole way backwards. Yeah, so as you can see there, it all lines up and all fits well, so that when you cut your foam pieces, they should all line up very well. And that's what I've done for my rough pieces. Like, it was all just scrap foam that I had, but I used these just to get an idea of the shape and make sure it was correct. Ironically enough, though, I did discover, may not be the same for you, but just sharing experiences here, I found that when I put them in the normal way, it might be the way I've designed the quill slightly. I think you can see that it does veer off to one side. So when I did my first test quill, it kind of, yeah, sort of sloped off to one side. I have thought about maybe redoing the pattern, but just out of curiosity, what I actually did is I flipped them all over and did it that way, and that has seemed to have worked. Again, that's just purely my solution, if I'm being like particular, but you know, if I'd say if yours turns up being wonky, then maybe reshape the quill itself. I mean, you can even see there, like, one of the pattern bits is more curved than the others, but hey, it works. And at the end of the day, it's all going to be covered by hair. It's just so it has the basic shape. So again, just depending on how particular you want to be, you can decide what you do then. Anyway, so now we're moving on to the actual quill. So we have our pattern here, and as you've been seeing in the background here, we have this absolutely gorgeous blue foam. Like, honestly, the camera's doing it quite nice justice of the color. This is 5mm foam. I literally found this on Amazon. Like I said, I will try and put the links. Hopefully it's all in stock still, but literally typing in blue foam, because I figured trying to get a color that matched the actual wig color would be better, because obviously with Shadow, his was black anyway, so I figured if the hair did by any chance leave any gaps, you wouldn't notice, whereas with Sonic, I think if it was really dark underneath and the hair didn't, you know, line up properly or flatten, you would see like black streaks in it. So I thought it might be best to have a base of his near enough the actual color. And like I say, it's going to be covered by 2 layers of hair anyway, but hey, that's the way I wanted to do it. So yeah, now it is a matter of This whole pattern will have to be done 6 times. I am praying I've got enough foam. This was a little bit on the expensive side, I guess for the color and the width, but I need to get 6 of these for the actual head quills, and then I need I've got another pattern for this back quill that I need as well, which, if anything, is probably not the priority, because that will be completely covered by blue fur. So if I have to then use black, it's not the end of the world. The only issue is I don't currently have any black foam, so I'm trying to avoid having to buy any more foam, period, but that may be the case anyway. Anyway, so we're just gonna crack on with that right now. So I've only done one just to see what it looks like, but this is with the pattern flipped over, and I gotta say, I mean, obviously the line's wonky, but the quill itself is pretty straight. So yeah, I think we're gonna go with that. Seems pretty good. Like there's a little bit of was it like unalignment, is that the word? Basically the lines are a bit wonky, but at the end of the day it's gonna be covered and it's got the general shape. So yeah, no, I'm happy with that. So now, yeah, I've got to do this another 5 times. Yeah, so that's gonna be fun. So mostly good news, guys. We managed to get all 6 of the main quills done, which I'm happy about. Unfortunately, only 1 and a bit of the back quills, but like I said, those are going to be covered completely in blue fur, so it's not the end of the world for them to be blue, and I've really managed not to waste hardly much at all, which I'm very happy with. The question is, though, considering now I know I'm going to have to buy more foam, whether it's worthwhile just going for the blue, but in theory I'm more likely going to use black again for something else, so that's probably what I'm going to have to do. But again, it's not going to matter because you're not going to see underneath. So yeah, but no, I managed to get as much as I could out of it, so that's good. And like I said, the main quill bits are done. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and yeah, now it's a matter of just putting all those together, and then we can start putting the hair on and actually getting somewhere with this. And again, I'm not sure where I left off with this, but it is currently the 9th of September, and we now have all the head quills ready. So you can just see there, they're all, and they'll remain hollow, so I can like glue them on. They all came out really well, and like I said, I love this color. It's so good. So hopefully the the hair will look good on top of this. But yeah, that's all 6 done, and get them to replace the rough ones that I did. So we'll move on to do that. I have now replaced the test quills with the actual ones, and I think it still needs a little bit of work. Like, I mean, you can see there from the mirror image, because they were sticking out quite a bit, and they do stick about a bit even now, but they were like out here, which is not what we want. Yeah, so I'm quite happy with the top ones. The bottom ones, I'm not sure. Like, it might just be my perspective, but I don't know if it's the angle they're at. They look longer, where I thought I'd cut them all the same length. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with the top ones, because obviously next stage is to put actual hair on them. And I do that to each of them first before I then attach them and then put the actual wig hair on top. Yeah, so we're going to do the top layers first, I think, because I think I'm quite happy with how they look, their length and everything. And then if I have to then trim the bottoms, at least then I'll have the ones on top to sort of go by as reference. Yeah, so that's the next step. But in between this, you might see already at this point, I will be doing a live stream to show people how I put the hair on this. I'll also be trying to take a video at the same time to show you guys. Yeah, just to more in depth of the process, because I didn't really do that with shadows. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Alright guys, sorry again, I don't actually know where I left off with this, but we're back into it now. I've done a live stream already, so that might help with this part. I was doing some of it on there, but essentially, yeah, now it's the part of placing all the hair on each of the quills. This is the last one. I've done the rest over there, but as you can see, I've got the setup, I've got my wefts here, and yeah, essentially it is a matter of using my tacky glue, getting strips of that with a spatula as well, and then layering, cutting and layering on, and then yeah, literally cutting and layering on the wefts, and as you can see, so obviously there's some excess, and obviously I save all those for like bits that I need. I don't like to waste any hair, so like all these extra bits will be used in the full thing. But yeah, we're down to the last one, and then I think my goal will be to do a live stream after this to get like the positioning of all the quills, so I may skip that bit, so I'd recommend probably checking that out after this. But yeah, and then literally it's a matter of putting them on and then layering the hair on top of that, and that will pretty much be it at that point. So yeah, we're almost there, and at this point it is the 2nd of October, so we've got a few weeks left. I'll be frank with you guys, I've been a bit up and down in terms of like motivation and stuff, so yeah, but we should get this done quite early if we're lucky, if we don't run into any snags, hopefully. Alright guys, so back to this, and I have I guess temporarily put these in place. I'm not 100% happy with the placement. Like, I think these need to come back just a bit more, but obviously if I can sort of get them on and to stay in place, then I can sort of see what I'm dealing with. And good thing with using hot glue is that you can heat it up and actually remove it, so it's not the end of the world. But I've tried to section the hair out so I can sort of see how much I need. I do have some wefts left, so if I do have a bit less hair, but obviously you can see this is very loose at the moment, but yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, I mean, obviously it still looks weird because there's no ears or anything yet. I mean, side view is not really great from this angle, but yeah, usually in most drawings that you see, Sonic's top quill actually is still visible above this, so I've tried to aim it a bit higher. I think it will have to go a bit higher again. Trying to do this with one hand is annoying. Sorry. Yeah, no, but we are so close at this point. Like, once this is on, it's literally a matter of putting this hair on top, and also just cutting down the bangs and the side. I think I want to have them a bit different to shadow, like to kind of curl in a bit. Be more like, although I've got kind of a round face, so I don't know if that will make my face look more round. It's not really the best way, but we'll see. So yeah, and I think I've taken more than I need to, just in case I need to put more on the back. But yeah, generally the quills are okay. Like I said, I probably just want to pull this back a bit more so it's not sticking out too much. But it is hard to kind of stick it right onto the wig head when there's hair in the way. So but again, if I've got the sort of general idea of where they're meant to go, then I can mess around with it from there. But yeah, we're so close at this point. It is currently the 7th of October, so we have just shy of 2 weeks. And just a side note, apart from this wig, all I've got to do costume-wise is the tail and the shoes, but they hopefully will only take 5 minutes, so I'm prioritising this obviously at the moment. Yeah, but yeah, it's going okay. We're getting there. I feel like I rushed this more than with Shadow. I don't know why. Like sticking these on, I really kind of just haphazardly just kind of stuck them in place. But like, again, like, it is easy to remove, and if there is glue like residue after, it will be covered up. So yeah, this bit this is the getting annoying at the moment. Yeah, but this is very like makeshift at the moment. Ooh, that's coming out. Yeah, so on that note, I have to put that in place. But yeah, so on to the final stages. Let's pray. So guys, this is literally on the tail end of me ending my second stream, which I did. Again, I apologize, not much progress was made, but I really needed to concentrate and try and get the positioning of this all ready, and I think I have managed to do that. So the next step is literally I have to start gluing all this together, and I've sectioned it off all best I can for all the areas, top and bottom. Like I said, I don't need all that much hair, but as long as it's enough to like attach to it and make it sturdy, but obviously if it's at all angles, it'll be fine. For these top ones in particular, I need to really pull
the hair back, so it kind of pulls the quill back a bit, because for my liking they're still sticking out a little bit, and I'm actually not convinced that they're at different heights now, so I may yet have to take one off and reposition. But also the ears will be here slightly, so I don't think you'll be able to tell all that much. So yeah, that'll be the next stage, really. Like I did mention in my live stream, I might possibly do another live stream depending on how much time we've got, but we've only got just over 2 weeks, including the week of con, because we've got to the Friday, but I really don't want to be doing that, to be honest. So, but I may yet do one for styling the front bits, maybe. But yeah, so now it'll be a matter of doing the glue. And to be honest, I think I'm just going to get that done, because I'm going to need, like, you know, a lot of concentration, to be honest, and definitely both hands. So I don't know if I'll be able to film all that much. Maybe when I get one done and then go from there. But yeah, it's coming together slowly but surely. Not gonna lie to you guys, the con crunch is kind of real right now. We're literally under a week away from con, and yeah, I may have left some things a bit late, but we are close. Like, we're getting there. So literally, so all the quills are done now, and literally it's just a matter of tidying these bits up. We had the same issue with Shadow where you can see into the wefts. Unfortunately, unlike with Shadow, because I wasn't too concerned originally, because obviously it was a black wig, so I had a black wig cap underneath, but I still ended up patching these areas up anyway, and I will with this like cover with the spare wefts I've got, because I got so many left, thankfully. Yeah, so but I think I might wear a beige wig cap underneath, possibly. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, these areas you shouldn't be able to see anyway. But yeah, we'll just cover them up with some wefts and should be all good. Obviously, it's a bit different with Sonic because it is a coloured wig, so you can see, like, if you come up close, you can see a lot of the imperfections, but it's mostly all together now. But yeah, before all that, I think I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting the bangs, because, you know, you think it's not going to take long, but it might do, and I think I'm gonna need to go back and forth with putting it on the wig and on me, so make sure I got the right length, because I want to try and kind of curl these round, but I'm not too sure how to do that. I think what I'll have to do is put some volume, like cut these short, longer than I want, and then volumize this, and then I think once we've done that, I'll have to take it off and then actually position it and then spray the heck out of it with some spray. So yeah, I hope to at least get one side done today, and then once that's all done, then I can focus on just touching up the bits here. But this is the bit that I'm more focused on at the moment. Yeah, we've not got much time left, and there's still a couple of costume bits I've got to do, but they should only take like, I've got 2 more full off days before con, but I really don't want to be crunching the day before. But should all go on track if we're lucky. So okay guys, don't ask me how, but somehow we've managed to get this, and I don't actually know how we got here, because I was literally freaking out thinking how the hell I didn't know what I really wanted it to look like. I know I wanted it different to Shadow's, so I kind of wanted them to curve in a bit more, and it was hard because my mannequin head I think is smaller than my head, so these bits were like down on its chin here. So yeah, I was like, I don't know how we managed it, but we're here and we've got it. I think I have just about run out of glue though, so I think I'm going to save the fringe for another day. But yeah, no, progress, definitely progress, because these were the bits I was really concerned about, so yeah. Don't know how we did it, but we did. I'm literally marvelling at the moment. Yeah, I would have liked it if it had covered my ears a bit more, but you know, we can work with that. It's not a big deal. Yeah, no, so we have bits done. I thought I'd do them before the bangs, just so that, you know, they were sort of in the right spot. And yeah, now I can drop my phone. Yeah, now we can just carry on with the rest. I might cut the fringe actually, and then I'll style it when I get some more glue, hopefully tomorrow. So yeah. Really couldn't have cut it any closer. 2 days and counting, guys. We are on the 21st of October. And I currently am just almost there with the wig, just tidying up. So you can see, like, on this side the wefts were very visible, and now I'm just covering them up. I'm not, you know, too fussed. Like, it might look a little bit messy, but, you know, again, at a distance it'll look fine. I've also painted the ears slightly because the color was slightly off, as I may have mentioned. It's close enough, like, at this point it's pretty good. So yeah, and then it'll be a matter of sticking those on. And then, oh yeah, I don't know if I showed the front as well. I styled the front. I wanted it to be different from Shadow's one. Like, oh, see, I got the kind of curled in side bangs, and then a more styled, like, fringe. Yeah, just make him look a little different. And then on top of that, I still have the shoes and a tail to do, which really, in the scheme of things, is not a lot. So this is the main thing I got to get done. But we are literally, yeah, 2 days out, so the con crunch is kind of real at this point. So yeah, we're just cracking on with that, really. And I think it's literally just these bits, like these side bits. Again, unless you look really closely, I don't think it's going to matter too much. And I may clean out more in the future, possibly. But to be honest, I just kind of want it done at this stage. So yeah, just this last little bit and we'll be good to go. Sorry guys, I'm in my bathroom because it's got the best light, but after several long hours today, he is officially done. And I generally can't believe we're at this stage now. And, you know, we only had a few days of con before con. But yeah, he's all good. And I've just layered all the quills with another layer of glue just to make sure they're extra sturdy. But yeah, we're all cleaned up back here. And I've got my ears on and they match. Even better now. And don't ask me where this was before. I only discovered literally a day ago that there is a hole in this freaking wig head, to the point where I could have been doing this all the time instead of trying to balance it on a table. But hey, you live and learn. I'm not even just saying that, you literally do at this point. Yeah, and got my ears all on, literally just stuck on with not super glue, hot glue. And just glued some of the hair down. Again, unless you look really closely, like, there's some kind of details. It is a little rough, but honestly, at a distance, you're looking good. Like, it's late, it's like nearly 10 o'clock. But yeah, he's all done. So now it's literally a matter of getting the last bits done. But yeah, that is officially it for my wig. But I will obviously conclude with a video me wearing it. So we're not done quite yet. I don't care for my PJs or whatever, but I couldn't resist trying to put it on. And okay. Oh my god, guys, like, yeah, I'm kind of shocked with myself, to be honest. I didn't, like, for someone who was like, you know, I've been saying how much I hate wig styling, I kind of made it work. I don't know how. Anyway, but no, I will show you the full-on cosplay, maybe tomorrow. It is the day before con, and I'll probably do like a full cos test, maybe minus makeup, but yeah, see how it all goes on together. But this, damn. Okay, so it's a bit difficult if I do that because it knocks my shoulder, but it's, oh, and it's so lightweight, and the ears.
How low can you go? What does the fox say?